What's up, family? We have some shocking news coming out from the Biden administration. Are they thinking about bailing Americans out? Well, apparently so. Biden wants to help Americans by giving them up to $12,000. I've got the details to share with you in just a moment. But before we get started, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel as well as hit the like button for us. I would appreciate it. Let's jump into the video. Starting off with this crazy news story right here where they're saying that Chinese labs are still crafting different types of mutations, and they just created one that was probably much stronger than COVID-19 strain. And yes, this particular mutant that they just created says that it has a 100% kill rate in humanized mice, surprisingly having a very rapid death. Yes, in Wuhan, the studies, Chinese scientists are experimenting with a new mutant COVID-19 strand that is 100% lethal to humanized mice. The deadly virus known as GXP2V attacked the brains of the mice that were engineered to reflect genetic makeup similar to people, according to the study shared on this last review. This underscores a spillover risk of this particular mutant into humans and provides a unique model for understanding the pathogenic mechanisms of SARS-CoV-2 related viruses. The deadly virus is mutated version of the GS2017, a coronavirus cousin that was reportedly discovered in Malaysia 3 years before the pandemic actually went down. But anyways, it looks like China is still working on different types of mutants, even though they never committed to the previous COVID-19 that pretty much destroyed the entire world. But anyways, it looks like they are getting more progress in regards to creating these type of mutants to pretty much kill people, Americans specifically, especially if we end up going to war with China sometime in the near future. I would only imagine that they would try to produce some of these type of chemicals to be able to disperse them in our air. Maybe that was what the spy balloon was used for, potentially future attacks that Chinese or China could use to attack the American people. What do you guys think about that? Do you think that that's something that China would actually do? Why else would they be creating these different types of mutants that would pretty much kill people instantly at a rapid pace? But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this story. I thought it was rather unique. We do need to keep in mind that these things are out there. We could see something even worse than COVID-19 in the near future. We talked about it a couple of days ago on a previous video where disease X could be the worst ever, in which they're trying to figure out how to attack this moving forward so that we don't have to have something go down like we did during the COVID-19 pandemic. So anyways, I would love to get your take on this. Please take the time out to comment down below. Moving on, guys, let's go ahead and talk about what the president has been doing or what he is proposing right now, because it looks like he is trying to bail out Americans. Yes, President Biden announced that he is planning to bail out students for their student loan debt, anything less than $12,000. Yes, this particular plan that was introduced by President Biden or the Biden administration, it wants to apply to borrowers enrolled in the SAVE program who took out less than $12,000 in student loans and have been repaying them for at least 10 years or more. Looking at this particular plan, it says that he announced this a week ago, that some student loan borrowers enrolled in the Saving on Value Education Plan, or better known as the SAVE plan, will have their remaining debt zeroed out sometime next month. We are talking about February, guys, although this particular plan has not been approved yet, whether or not Biden can do it on his own or if he needs Congress's approval. But anyways, the plan, which Republicans say will see taxpayers actually cover this particular bill. It applies to borrowers enrolled in the SAVE plan who took out less than $12,000 $12,000 in student loans and have been repaying them for more than 10 years. President Biden said in a statement, SAVE is an income-driven repayment plan that calculates payments based on the borrower's income and their family size rather than their total loan balance. The Biden administration did not detail how many individuals this would actually impact, but insisted that this particular action would particularly help community college borrowers, low-income borrowers, and those struggling to repay their student loans. So anyways, yes, Biden is wanting to wipe out more student loans for various Americans in this country. He looks like he is not stopping anytime soon. He has already wiped out tons, if not billions of dollars of other student loans. And it looks like he wants to continue this particular trend, which is exactly why he probably won't make it to a second term being the president of the United States. So, but anyways, we did hear something from the running person, Ron DeSantis, which was previously running for the presidential election, but he recently bowed down. He had a different take in regards to President Biden wanting to cover the burden of these student loans for various people. He said that he wants to shift the burden of student loans directly to the universities, saying that the universities should be responsible, should foot the bill in regards to allowing these students to rack up these random student loan bills in various types of topics that don't necessarily have the ability to make any type of income after they graduate. Yes, Ron DeSantis said that colleges should back student loans instead of the government doing it. DeSantis wants to force universities to focus on employment skills rather than these other types of topics or categories that don't have any meaning whatsoever, that are definitely not in high demand. But anyways, the Supreme Court struck down President Biden's student loan forgiveness plan last year. So we'll just have to see what they do this time around. But President Biden wants to move forward with this. And like he said in this article, this particular plan is going to target majority of community colleges students. So because it looks like it's going towards anyone that owes less than $12,000. So anyways, what do you think about this? I would love to get your take on this. I really like Ron DeSantis' idea to force the universities to be more responsible versus just allowing students to take whatever they want. I mean, these students and children, they're still children, right? They don't necessarily know what they're doing. They're just trying to get a college degree. And sometimes these various topics are pushed onto the students to take these particular classes, and they really don't have any future outside of college. So putting the earnest back onto the universities, I believe that the universities would actually cut out some of this fluff courses so that students don't have to pay for those. But anyways, I would love to get your take on this. We did get some information or a take directly from Kevin O'Leary, which is one of the people in the Shark Tank. Let's go ahead and see what he had to say about this.
Good morning to you.
Great to be here. Thank you.
I love the idea from the governor of Florida that why should the federal government back these loans to college students? The colleges have plenty of dough. Let them do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a creative solution to an issue that's even larger, because it really comes down to this. Why would one cohort of graduates in this particular time be forgiven their loan when everybody else that came before them, right, or after them potentially, has to pay back their debt? This is so unfair. It touches on being un-American, because your responsibility as an individual when you take on debt to get a college degree is you're investing in yourself. Sure. And you know with certainty you have to pay it back. It makes you be a more responsible person when you think that way. Forgiving debt is such a horrific idea. It's so unfair. What about if you were in the military and you served your country and then you went and borrowed money, $60,000, $80,000, right, and you have to pay it back and these people don't? I mean, that's just wrong.
But Kevin, why are they doing it? It looks to a lot of people like it's a naked attempt to buy votes.
You know, this was turned down by the courts on a broader basis.
Sure was.
And so, you know, when you're president, you get to do things by executive order if you want. I find this just something that many people are going to find offensive, because it's so unfair. I mean, the whole idea is, why can't everybody get the same thing? What makes these cohorts, why are they so special? Right. Why do they get off the hook? I don't like it. Many voters won't like it. It'll become an issue we're less than a year away from choosing a new president.
We are.
I love it when we're teaching our young to be physically responsible. That's what we need to do.
Yeah, so yeah, you heard Kevin say it right there. It's basically unfair, and yes, it is. I went to college. No one paid for it for me. My wife went to college. We're still paying on it right now, so it is definitely unfair and almost un-American per Kevin O'Leary, and I agree. We should not be canceling student loan debt. It's kind of wrong because how do you choose who to cancel the debt for and who not to cancel it for? That is really a huge question right there. And I would love to get your take on this. If you do have an opinion, please take the time out to comment down below on what you think about President Biden wanting to wipe away more student loan debt this particular round of the $12,000 sometime in February. But just to give you a little bit of a catch up, the Biden administration just approved of more student loan cancellations as well. And take a look at this right here. It says that the Biden administration has approved of an additional $5 billion in debt cancellation for roughly 74,000 student loan borrowers. This information was announced this past Friday. So anyways, like I said, President Biden can pretty much do an executive order and do what he wants, but that is one reason why this should not be done, as well as he should not have the authority to do this because it is more of a pick and choose and is really un-American. But there are a lot of other things that are un-American as well that we continue to do in this country. So I'm not necessarily singling out this one issue, but again, yes, what do you think about this? Please let me know. Give me your feedback. I would love to get your take on this. But outside of all of that, I hope all this information in this video was helpful to you today. Well, anyways, that's all we have for you today, but feel free to check out some of the items down below in the description. There are a couple of opportunities that you could enjoy and get some free money from. Also, if you get an opportunity, please take the time out to comment down below as well as hit the like button because it really helps us out on this channel. Outside of all that, I hope to see you guys on the next one.